Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing an Easter craft. It is last minute and late because I just decided that I'm probably going to go to the Easter Parade, which happens this Sunday in NYC, and it's an opportunity for people to wear over-the-top extravagant Easter hats. A lot of them are crafted and DIY'd. So I want to make an Easter headband using a few things that I have around the house because, again, this is last minute. So I hope you enjoy the process. Laying around the house, I have some leftover white primer. I went to the dollar store and I picked up some variety pack for $1 of Easter eggs. What I want to do is attach all of these to a headband that I have laying around, and I want to paint them white and then like make them almost speckly so that they give like a real natural egg situation. I don't know how this is going to turn out because I have never painted plastic before with house paint, but this is what we have laying around, so this is what we're gonna do. I have my windows open for natural light, and I just imagine my neighbor peeking in and I'm just covering my apartment in plastic. Nothing to see here. And this is old, so we'll see how this goes. So now I'm gonna paint these with some primer. I'm probably gonna have to use multiple coats. That's what I'm thinking. Oh, I'm so dumb. I need to take them apart in order to paint them so that they can rest. All right, take two. These are now 90% dry. So I knew I was gonna have to do multiple coats on this, and that's the case. So time for coat 2. Yeah, I think this is actually gonna work. No, actually. I think this is actually gonna work. Starting to. I think with like 3 to 4 coats, these should look about right. I actually kind of like that it's not going to be an even texture too. It's getting some of this like bubbling happening because it's plastic and, you know, paint trying to stick to plastic. But I think that once it's the right colors, that texture is actually going to help it feel a little bit more like an egg. So I just realized that I have gloves in the other room. I could have been using those the whole time, and I actually don't think I'm going to end up using all of these eggs, but I'm going to let these dry, do another coat, and then add some speckle, and we should be good to go. Hello. Okay, so these are all dry, and actually after looking at them, I think with the exception of the green and blue, but I'm going to let it go, everything else is good with 3 coats. And so I realized after I started to try and put them together, they have this line now where the paint was like pooling. So I need to do at least 1 more coat while they're closed. And then I realized that I had an old egg carton in my refrigerator. An old egg carton in my refrigerator. No, I had an old egg carton in my recycling. So I pulled that out and I'm gonna use that as my egg holder. I'm gonna place each one in upside down, and then I'm gonna add the paint on top of it so that it kind of like does something, and I'm hoping that it won't stick to the paper. Do you think it's gonna stick to the paper? I'll just be really careful. We'll see how this goes. I have to keep reminding myself that this is just for a headband, an Easter Parade headband. This doesn't have to be perfect. And I think that's the thing that I always get caught up in when I'm crafting, is the perfection aspect of it. And it doesn't have to be perfect. This is just for fun. Just for fun. Just for fun. Just for fun. I'm a little nervous about this drying situation. I think everything is gonna end up getting stuck in the egg carton, but we'll, you know, we're not gonna jinx it. We're just gonna go with it. This is just for fun. Time for Shelly's walk. in like 5 seconds she's gonna come in here and be very upset with me. Let's see how far I can get before. Hi! Hi, pups. Is it time for something? Is it time for your walk? You're a very punctual lady. Thank you for farting. Thank you for coming in here and farting and letting me know it's time to take you on a walk. So these are dry and I could just leave it as is, but I feel like I want them to have like a little bit of a speckle. So I have this brown acrylic paint. And again, I have so much primer, so if this doesn't work, that's okay. I'm just gonna go ahead and redo it. I'm gonna put some on my brush, not too much. Now I'm just gonna flick it at the eggs. I actually think it's kind of cute. Okay, all right, so I'm gonna cover all of them. I'm gonna take a little bit more paint this time because I'm feeling a little bit more. Oh, cute. We need more speckle. You know what would have been great? If I had a toothbrush. That would have really been ideal for this project, but we live and we learn. So if you're thinking of making an egg headband, which, you know, I mean, you never know. These are kind of great. I'm not mad at these. All right, so I'm gonna let it be at this point. See you in a bit. Okay, so it's several days later and now I'm in a rush because Easter is tomorrow as of recording this video. I got distracted. Life happens. Here we are. But the good news is that I did get a toothbrush that I can use. So the eggs have had a chance to dry. Luckily they did not stick to the carton for the most part, so they're ready to go. I realized the thing about speckle is that it's not just one color, it's several different shades of color. So I have a light tan color that I want to try adding. I have a blue. I'm gonna start with the tan, do a proper sprinkle on there, and then I'm gonna start adding in the blue. I wish I had like a light pink because the dress I'm gonna wear is like a light pink yellow situation, but I don't, so I gotta let it go. Guys, why didn't anybody stop me? It was fine before I did that. I have the too much gene, and that means that like right when things are going well, I'm just like, oh, but what if we just like did that? And splattering the brown on there did not work. So I think the issue was that the light brown, not a good choice for the splatter. So I'm gonna go in with the dark brown and do the splatter on top of the light brown. And hopefully that will save it. I don't know. All right, so I should stop where I'm at, but I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna clean off the toothbrush and I'm gonna do it again using the dark brown that I just did, and then I'm gonna sit on top of my hands so that I don't continue to do it. And I'm gonna put away the blue so that I don't use the blue, because that would be bad. That would be bad, right? That'd be bad. Oh, so much better. Okay, okay, it just needs to be in the other color. Okay, it just needed to be in the darker color. All right, I'm gonna flip these, I'm gonna let these dry for a second, and then I'm gonna flip them to the other side, and then I'm gonna go on top of the light brown with the dark brown, and then I'm gonna cut myself off. And then I'm going to attach them to the headband. How's it going, Shells? Not talking to me. Okay, cool. Hi. Okay, they're perfect. Some would say they're excellent. So I'm gonna let these dry, And then I'm gonna pull out my hot glue gun and I'm gonna attach them to the headband. We should be good to go. My hot glue gun is all charged up. I'm realizing that the only headband I have is this super duper thin headband. So I'm going to attempt to use this, but I just feel like physics are going to be against me. So option 2 would be to use this, but then maybe cut out a wider piece of headband, like out of cardboard, to wrap around it, or wrap it in fabric to thicken it up and then attach it to that. So I'm gonna start by the easiest solution and then work my way up from there. Let's try and find a really good egg to be the center. Oh, it's gotta be this one. Now that's a good egg. I'm trying to start, like, what's the best way to do this? I think the best way to do this is just to dive in. So I'm gonna put a big old dab of hot glue right there in the center. And then I guess I'll just hold it here. Should I add more? Oh wait, it's kind of sticking. It's also not fully centered. Glue on the headband, and I'm gonna put a little dab of hot glue on this egg. Little dab of hot glue, the largest dab of hot glue ever. Okay. I really, really want to touch that like piece of glue, but you know what? The intrusive thoughts won there. The intrusive thoughts, they won. This is why we take physics classes. I can't breathe. Once everything was attached, it made it really impossible for the structure to hold together. So I have the eggs. They do work. It does work. It needs another one on the other side. And maybe another one on this side as well. Is this working, or am I just determined to make this a thing? I'm going to attach these last two and then we'll kind of go from there and make an assessment. I'm not going to attach them in the spot where they should be, which is probably closer to here. I'm gonna attach them a little bit further out so that I can get this on and off my head. This might go into the, you know, craft fail collection. Although I tend to think that there is no such thing as a craft fail because I have had so much fun making this. So win or lose, I think it's a win. So I'm gonna let this dry and then I'm going to attach the wig clips. And hopefully, because this hair is puffy, it will be okay. I think you can tell in my voice that I'm feeling far less confident than the last time you saw me. I love her. I realized because of my incident with the headband, which we will not talk about after this moment because it's so embarrassing. Basically what happened is the bottom of the paint chipped off on a few of these, and that revealed that on the bottom of the eggs there's these two holes. So I was able to stick a bobby pin through the two center eggs and clipped really nicely into my hair. So it feels pretty secure for an egg headband. The only thing that I think might be missing, and I'm really unsure about this, is some like grass just around the edge. Hold please. I have this like loopy yarn from Lion Brand. It was called Glitz. I don't know if they still have it in stock, but it was in my stash. So I'm like very tempted to have a little grass growing. Ooh, let me see if I can take this out easily. I'm going to just glue a row of the grass to the front of the eggs. And I think that will help cover up the paint chip situation that's happening on the bottom. What are you doing? What are you doing? You're so weird. Oh my gosh. I can't take you anywhere. My Eggband came out better than I could have imagined. I pulled myself back at the very last second from leaning into my too much jean and adding the grass. It's already over the top enough. It doesn't need anything else. I am so excited to take this to the Easter Day Bonnet Parade in Manhattan. Thank you so much for following along up until this point. If you're still here on this ridiculous wild ride, if this is your first time here, thanks for coming. If this is not your first time here, thanks for coming back. And I will see you all in the next craft. See y'all next time. Bye.